Okay, Parashat Vayishlach. It starts with the famous meeting with Esav. After that, Yaakov arrived to the land of Israel. Oh, he arrived. And then we have the story of Dinah, right? So this is the next story. Just a second. Okay, so we have the meeting of Esav, and then the story of Dinah in Shchem. Now, in between the two stories, we have another story. It's not a story, it's like two verses. When it says that Yaakov arrived to Shchem, so let's read the verse. It says, Vayavo Yaakov Shalem ir Shchem. Yaakov arrived, Shalem, we can translate, we talk about this word, but we can translate it as complete or perfect or safely to the city of Shchem, Asher be'eretz Canaan, that it was in the land of Canaan, bevo'o mipadan Aram, when he arrived from Padan Aram, va'ichan et penei ha'ir, and he camped in front of the city. Okay, everybody's in this side, so. Yeah. So, and after that it says that he bought a field in Me'akesita, in 100 coins of something, apparently. So this is apparently the explanation. So again, like the usual question, a lot of unnecessary information. And also the way that it says, it sounds strange. What does it mean that he arrived shalem, perfect, or complete, or safe? It doesn't say in any other place that Yaakov arrived, that he arrived shalem. Why here it says that he arrived shalem? Shalem meaning completely. So it's something that usually it's not written. Avraham arrived safely to Egypt. Yitzchak arrived safely to Gaza. No, it doesn't say so. It doesn't say he arrived, he went, he goes. It doesn't say that he arrived safely. Why here it adds that he arrived safely? And also, what does it mean? Ir Shchem, the city of Shchem. Vayavo Yaakov Shalem leShchem, to Shchem. Why do you say to the city of Shchem? You usually don't say to the city of Edmonton. You say to Edmonton, right? You don't have to say the name, the word city before you say the name of the city. Also, as other information, it looks unnecessary here. Asher be'eretz Canaan. We know that Shchem is in Eretz Canaan. Where would it be if not in Eretz Canaan? Bevo'o mi Padan Aram. When he arrived from Padan Aram, we know that he came from there. We already, I mean, all this verse looks a little bit strange. I will start with the second explanation. I brought it of Chizkuni, and it appears also in other, I think Rashbam also says so. It says Shalem, it's the name of the city. Shalem, Ir that is in Shchem. So according to that, the Shchem is a zone, it's not a city, it's a zone. Also, this is the way the Abarbanel explained, that all the zone of the Shomron, we can say, is Shchem. It's like the capital city, so all the zone, all the place is called in this name. So he arrived to the city of Shalem, who is in Shchem. So this is one explanation according to the Pshat. But Chizkuni say no other thing. In the beginning it was called Shalem, and after that it was changed to Shchem, because the name of the lord of the city, the head of the city was Shchem. So it was in the beginning it was named Shalem, and then after that it was changed to Shchem. So it's changed. Also Yerushalayim, it's called Shalem. Melchizedek Melech Shalem. So it was two cities with the same Shalem, apparently a common name in this time. But this is maybe the Pshat, but Rashi, according to Chachamim, said no, here the word Shalem means complete, perfect, without problems. And we couldn't think, it's something that we should say, because we couldn't think that he wouldn't. Why he wouldn't? Because he just fought with the angel. Yeah, we have shares. Not only he fought with the angel, he also lost a lot of money bringing gifts to his brother. It's not a gift like a small something. It was a gift, a lot of camels and cows and everything. So we could have thought that he was not complete in his body. He's not complete with his money. And also, after many, many years in the house of Lavan, maybe he forgot all what he learned from his father or in the yeshiva of Shem Va'ever. So it's a chidush. It's something that the Torah should tell you that he arrives there in peace. And that's what Rashi says, Shalem begufo, complete in his body, because he was cured from the fight with the angel. So the angel made him, how do you say, tzolea? What? Sciatic nerve. Sciatic nerve. No, but he was tzolea. How do you say tzolea? Someone limping? Yeah, so he was limping and he was cured from that. So this is, meaning that he was affected by the fight with the angel only a few days. And once he arrived to Shchem, he was always cured. Shalem b'mamono, shelo chasar klum mikol oto doron. That even though he gave a lot of money to Esav, he still was okay. He had enough money, or he completed this money in between. So a lot of sheep gave birth, a lot of cows gave birth, and he didn't take anything from the gift. Shalem betorato, complete with his Torah. Shelo shalachach talmudo bevet Lavan, that he didn't forget anything in the house of Lavan. So this is how Rashi, according to Chachamim, explains the word Shalem. What does it mean that he came Shalem? Another explanation, I will skip that. The explanation of the Amek Davar. I meant to bring another explanation that says that it's against Yaakov, criticizing Yaakov. Why? Because he promised to Hashem, an explanation why happened the story of Dinah. He promised that once he arrived in peace to Eretz Israel, he will make sacrifice. Right? And that's what he says in the dream of Yaakov. After the dream, he made a vow. He said, if I arrive in peace, I will bring. So all this verse come to tell you that everything happened and he still didn't do that. And that's the reason he was punished with Dinah. Because he arrived in peace like Hashem promised him. He arrived to Eretz Israel, because that's the reason he says Be'eretz Knan. And instead of doing his vow, he stayed there. And that's the reason he was punished. Okay, but let's continue now to the Ramban. I just wanted to say that what we are going to learn today, maybe it's completing what we learned about last week, about the start, the beginning of things. So then we spoke about the enthusiasm that we have in the beginning, the energies that we have in the beginning. We explained the source of that it includes all the energy that's going to come later. And here it also speaks about beginning of things, also about some of the beginning of the things, that what is the importance or what is the danger also in the beginning, and it's speaking about that here also, so it's completing what we saw last week. Anyway, we'll continue with Ramban. Ramban here is based on a principle that Ramban say a lot of times, that מעשה אבות סימן לבנים. What does it mean? Let's see. והמעשה הזה היה רמז. All this story, meaning that he came to Shchem, and he stopped there, he camped there, is a hint. כי המקום ההוא, because this place, יכבש לפניו תחילה, טרם הורישו יושבי הארץ מפני זרעו. The first place that the Jews are going to take in Eretz Israel is going to be Shchem, before the rest of the land. Is it true? What was the first place? Yericho. What does it mean that the first place is Shchem? So, we spoke about it a little bit when we learned Yoshua, and also in Sefer Dvarim. There is a mitzvah to make the klala uvracha in Ar Grizim and Ar Eval. When exactly this happened? It's according to the Torah, it should have happened in the same day that they crossed the Yarden. In the same day that they crossed the Yarden, they should go until Shchem, about 30 kilometers at least, 40 kilometers, make their statement, a monument or something like that, matzeva, ark with stones, say all the ceremony and return. Right. So they did all that in one day. So before Yericho, before everything, that's what he said. Before he could take the land for the inhabitants of the land, he will go to Shchem. And the same did Yaakov. כאשר פירשתי באברהם, also the same was said about Avraham. Just a second. When Abraham entered to the land of Israel, where was the first place Abraham went? Was Shchem, before any other place. Yeah.
So they went to Shchem for the
For the brachot and klalot, yeah. Har Gerizim and Har Eval are the mountains near Shchem, near the city of Shchem. So Avraham also, the first place he arrived, it was Shchem. And then we have the principle of Maaseh Avot Siman Lebanim, meaning all the things that happened to the patriarchs, to Avraham, Yitzhak, and Yaakov, later in history happened to the children, to Am Israel. And that's what Ramban wrote when it says, the Torah speaks about Avraham arriving to the land of Israel. He says, Vayavor Avraham ba'aretz ad mekom Shchem. That Avraham went in the land until Shchem. So why do you, what's it teaching us? What is it teaching us? It says, Omar lecha klal, Ramban said, I will tell you a principle, a general rule, תבין אותו בכל הפרשיות הבאות. You should understand this rule in all the next portions that we are going to read, בעניין אברהם, יצחק ויעקב. והוא עניין גדול. It's a big matter, it's a big issue. הזכירו רבותינו בדרך קצרה. חכמים say that in few words, ואמרו, כל מה שאירע לאבות, everything that happened to the patriarchs, סימן, it's a sign, it's a symbol to the children. And that's the reason, לכן יעריכו הכתובים בסיפור המסעות. So that the verses speaks a lot about where Avraham went, even from here to there, from there to there, many places that it doesn't say what it said, why the Torah mentioned he went to this city, to the other city. So the verses speaks a lot about the Masaot, about the journeys in the land of Israel, וחפירת הבארות, and digging the wells, we talked about the wells of Yitzchak, ושאר המקרים, and all the other things that happened, ויחשוב החושב בהם, someone may think, כאילו הם דברים מיותרים, they are things that are necessary, אין בהם תועלת, there's no any, what? Benefits from teaching them. But וכולם באים ללמד על העתיד. They come to teach you about the future. And the reason is, כי כאשר יבוא המקרה לנביא משלושת האבות, יתבונן ממנו הדבר הנגזר לבוא לזרעו. When something happened to one of the three patriarchs, you can learn from it what's going to happen to his descendants. And then he had another principle. I won't read it inside, but it says that many times, in order to seal a divine decree, we should do like a practical action, a symbolic action that seals the decree. That's going to happen. And there are several examples for that. I will just give one example. It says there is a story about a prophet that said to the king, you should hit the land. He didn't tell him how many times he should eat. So the king eats 3 times and he stopped. He didn't know what to do. Okay, he eats 3 times and he stopped. They say it's a pity that you only eat 3 times. Because of that, you're going to win around 3 times, but not after that. Had you eat the land 4 or 5 times, you would have eat them. You would have win them until the end. But you didn't do properly, meaning that the actions that the king did was like sealing the reality, like finishing the decree. It's not going to change anymore. And there are other stuff like that, let's see another verse. The prophet Jeremiah tell to his student Baruch, after you finish reading the prophecy, you should tie a stone to the prophecy and throw it to the river. The same as a stone and the prophecy drawn in the river, the same way Bavel will be drawn. Bavel, the country of Bavel, the state of Bavel will be drawn and will never be able to survive. Okay, so we see that symbolic actions has meaning. They are like finishing the decree. And that he says also, when Avraham walked in the land of Israel, by that he did a practical action that gave the land to his descendants. So Am Israel could inherit, right? You say that? Inherit the land thanks to the action of the patriarch. So they went to Shchem, the same as the children are going to do. So this is the Ramban. About the Ramban, there is a Shem Mishmuel that asks the question of why. Why Shchem? Why to start with Shchem? Why not to start with Jerusalem? Why not to start with Yericho? We saw that in this, the first war was in Yericho. So that's what he's asking. וכתב הרמב"ן, Ramban wrote, שהמעשה הזה, that this action היה רמז לזרעו. It was a hint for the descendants of Yaakov, שהמקום ההוא, that this place ייכבש תחילה לפניהם, will be taken first to the descendants of Yaakov, טרם הורישו יושבי הארץ, before they could inherit the habitants of the land. וכמו שפירש באברהם, the same that he said about אברהם, שנאמר, ויעבור אברהם בארץ עד מקום שכם. That I could say that אברהם arrived to Shchem first. ויש להתבונן, מדוע באמת כבשו תחילה שכם, טרם הורישו יושבי הארץ? Why did they go first to Shchem before taking the rest of the land? It's like going to the middle and going back. Why? Why did they go first to Shchem? והוא רחוק מהירדן 60 מיל. It's far away from the Yarden, 60 mil. I'm not sure about how much it's mil. I think that mil is like 2 kilometers. It's not the mil of the Americans, right? It's a mil of the Talmud. It's I think 1.8.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. So 60 mil, it's about 100 kilometers. I don't know how much. What?
Over 100.
Over 100 kilometers that they have to go in the same day. Kebeshas shota, like the Gemara says. So I'm not sure that it's 100 kilometers. I think it's less. If you see the Shchem from the place where they, but I don't know. I don't know for sure how far it is. Anyway, the question is why? Why go there 60 mil, 100 kilometers, and to do that ceremony there? Alo davar, it's a term meaning it's something that you should deep into it to understand the reason for that. ונראה על פי מה שאמר כבוד קדושת אבי, אדוני, מורי ורבי, זכר צדיק לברכה, לחיי העולם. I like to read these first letters. שכם בן חמור, שכתיב בו, והוא חפץ בבת יעקב. So now we are entering the story of the rape of Dinah. So there, if you remember the story, there was Shchem, the son of Hamor. He was the princess of the city, and he saw Dinah, and he raped her. And after that, it says that he was sticking to her. Vayitidbak nafsho bevat Yaakov. How do you say? Like adhere to it. It wasn't just that he desired her. It was like he was connected to her in a deep way, and that's the reason he was ready to do anything for her. We see it, for example, in the story of Amnon veTamar, the sons of David. After he raped her, he said he hate her. He didn't want to see her anymore. Many times it's happened. After the desire is completed, the everything is gone. Here it was opposite. It's like was stick to her. So in the Kabbalah, it speaks a lot about that he has something in his soul belong to Am Israel. And this was like something that pushed him very hard to make this connection.
Well, it says that it was a nitzot of
yeah, nitzot. It's a spark from the, I don't know, for example, for what?
From
No, there was a story about a big rabbi that was nitzot from Shchem.
right.
Yeah, but Shchem himself also has a spark from something holy. So this was like a deep internal connection that he couldn't resist. Of course, he was bad and evil and did all the wrong things, right? But there is something inside that connects them. והוא חפץ, and that's the word says, הוא חפץ, לחפוץ something, it's to desire something, to want something very good, very hard, but it says, בבת יעקב. It doesn't say that he desired Dinah. It says, he desired the daughter of Yaakov. That we say, היינו לא מפאת צורתה, not because of her body, not because of her form, that she was pretty, not because of that, רק מפני שהיא בת יעקב. Only because she was a daughter of Yaakov. So he had this desire to be connected to Yaakov. V'Shchem, and now he adds the principle, that is what we're going to investigate, the chidush, umilshon chelek. Shchem, what is the explanation, what is the meaning of the word Shchem? Shchem, we said Shechem, it's this part of the body, but it's also, Shchem is part. מלשון חלק, כמו שכתוב, ואני נתתי לך שכם אחד על אחיך. So this verse is when Yosef, Yaakov spoke with Yosef in the end of his life. He said, I gave you one Shchem more than your brothers, right? What does it mean, one Shchem more than your brothers? Some explain the city of Shchem. The city of Shchem was in the inheritance of Yaakov. So maybe Shchem it's Yaakov. But what? Yeah, Shchem, yeah, in the inheritance of Yosef in Menashe. It's in the tribe of Menashe. Menashe or Ephraim, one of the sons of Yaakov, of Yosef. Yeah, no, but who was it? I think it was Ephraim, because if Yoshua was in Tinat Cheretz, that was near Shchem. I don't remember. One of the sons of Yosef received Shchem. So that is a meaning. But what does it mean more than your brothers? It looks like I gave your brothers and I gave you one more Shchem. It doesn't make sense. Other explanation explains that Shchem is one part more, because Yosef received the second part. The firstborn has the right to have double than his brothers. It doesn't mean that he have double than everything. Meaning, for example, if there are 4 children, 4 sons, you divide the inheritance to 5, and the firstborn get 2 parts, and the rest receive 1 part. And in this case, Reuven should have received 2 parts in Eretz Israel, but it didn't. Yosef received 1 more part. So there was 11 tribes, because Levi didn't receive. The land was divided to 12, and Yosef received 2 parts, Ephraim and Menashe. So I gave you 1 more part. We see that the word part is Shchem. The meaning of the word Shchem is part. But now he add another point. So Shchem is part. What does it mean, Shchem ben Chamor? והוא חשב שיש לו גם חלק במציאות עולם, אף במדרגת יעקב. וזה היפוך בחינת גר צדק, שצריך שיאמר, יודע אני ואני כדאי כבש"ס יבמות. Meaning, you can feel you are nothing in front of something bigger than you. For example, being part of the clan, of the collective of Am Yisrael, of the generality of Am Yisrael. And then you can feel you are part, meaning you have presence, you have importance. Now, the attitude of a ger, a convert, should be, I'm nothing. I'm not deserve that, but I try to join. I'm trying to join Am Yisrael. So you should come very humble, right? The convert, you shouldn't feel I am something here, I'm important here. You should be very, very, very modest to be able to be part of Am Yisrael. But Shchem, he came with, I am part, I am important. I want to adhere to Am Yisrael, to Bat Yaakov, but to stay Shchem. So that wasn't the attitude. That was the right attitude. That's what he says. He thought that he had part in the reality, even in the level of Yaakov. And this is the opposite of the aspect or the way that Ger Tzedek, a convert, should say. That he should say, I know, and I'm not deserve that, but I still want to join. Like the Shas Yevamot, Ad Kan Torah V'Darenu Tzrichen. So we won't amplify about that. He said that's what we have to remember that is related to us. והנה, נראה שגם המקום באשר שמו שכם, יש בו טבע ההיא. היינו שטבע המקום גרם ביושביו טבע ההתנשאות. So he says, Shchem has special character. Every place has character. And this is something that you can see, that the place influences the character of the people. I think we talked about it once, right? That the people of the south usually are more warm. And the people of the north usually are more cold. It depends how north and how south you go, right? If you go to the south of Chile, maybe not. I don't know. No, it's a generalization, right? It's not for everybody. But generally, you can see that people has character. I mean, nations have character. You see, he is behaving like French, right? Surrounder. He's behaving like Russian. There is some kind of character. So how comes that the Russians are like that and the French are like that? There is influence of the place on the person. So also inside Eretz Israel, and it's even stronger that the spatial character of the tribes is influenced by their inheritance. And every city has this special character. So Shchem also has this character, which we will speak about if it is good or bad, but it makes people arrogant, thinking that they are more than what they are, proud of themselves, right? It says, שטבע המקום, the nature of the place, גרם ביושביו, cause in his inhabitants, טבע ההתנשאות, the nature or the character of, how do you translate it? Elevation, but in the meaning of arrogance. What? שיהיה כל אחד בפני עצמו חלק, that everybody feels I'm important, ולא יבטל עצמו, he is not nullify himself in front of the collective, of the call. רמז לזה, it give a hint for that from the הלכה. חתיכה ראויה להתכבד שאינה בטלה. I will explain this הלכה very shortly. So you know that if something non-kosher fall into kosher food, sometimes it's cancelled. If there is 60 more, I mean, without entering the details, generally speaking, we need 60 in the kosher, and then it cancels the not kosher. Or, for example, milk that fell into something that you cook that is meat, besari, so it need to be less than 1 in 60, and then it's cancelled. Now, there is a law that חתיכה ראויה להתכבד. If there is what fell down, let's say it was a huge in the kitchen of the industrial kitchen, huge pot of something milky, and then one steak fell inside. Not a big steak, but a steak. So if you count it, it's less than 160. It's more than 160. I mean, it's less than 160. So it should have been cancelled. It's not cancelled. Why? Because you can serve this piece as a plate, right? It's important enough to be a plate. Something that has existence is never nullified. You cannot say it's not here. It doesn't exist. No, it's important. It's important so you can serve it as a plate. This is called חתיכה ראויה להתכבד, so it's never nullified. And he says it's also about these people of Shchem. They never nullified themselves. They are ראויים להתכבד. They deserve honor. They deserve to be for themselves. So this is the character of the people of Shchem. Now, is it a good thing or a bad thing? It looks like a bad until now. But it says something interesting. הנה מידה זו, this attribute, itav let tav mine, ve'i bish let bish mine. It's a term from the Talmud in Aramaic. It's not Ivrit, it's Aramaic. It says if it's a good thing, it's the best. If it's a bad thing, it's the worst. Right? So it's something that can be or the worst or the best. So, yes, and it's very common that thing that has a lot of power to do good, that have a lot of power to do bad. It's always זה לעומת זה עשה אלוקים. While more potential for good, more potential for bad. So that it says, this midah of התנשאות, of arrogance, of pride, it can be the best or it can be the worst. Depends. What, for example, when it's for the good, ולטוב היא, כאשר יאמר בשבילי נברא העולם. עשה מצווה אחת, אשריו שיכריע את עצמו ואת העולם כולו לטובה. Meaning, when you think, I'm so important, I am the most important thing in the world, so every action that I do is important. And if I do one more mitzvah, I can incline, or say, move all the world for the good. Right? If like the world in the balance between good and bad. If it's going to be to the bad, it's going to be destroyed. Shift. I can shift, transform the whole world for the good, thanks to my actions. So I am so powerful. I can save the world. With this mitzvah, with these good deeds that I did, I can totally shift the reality. So I consider myself as very important. But this requires for me to behave appropriately. Right? Every action is important. ולהיפוך. ולהיפוך חס וחלילה ולהיפוך. So if I won't do this action, I may shift all the world for the bad. ואם אין אני לי, מי לי? He gives another example for that. If not I, who is going to do that? I mean, I cannot say other people are going to work, other people are going to do. If not it's for me, no one else can do that. And also, for example, there is הלכה, it's the first הלכה of the Shulchan Aruch, ויהיה אז כנמר, ולא יתבייש מפני המלעיגים עליו. The person should be arrogant in that meaning that I don't care what people think about me. I don't care that people say, hey, he's Shomer Shabbat, he's eating kashrut, he's, I don't know, he's putting kippah, he's wearing tzitzit, they're going to laugh on him. I don't care about anything. I do what I believe I should do. That's the term is az kanamer, strong as a tiger. It's a good thing, again, when you say, I don't care what people think about me when I do the right thing. So I'm not shy, I'm not feeling embarrassed by behaving in this way. Everybody is eating in a restaurant and I say, no, I cannot eat because I'm kosher. So, no, well, it's just a little bit of food. No, I don't know, there are many examples, right? When the society put like standards that you should hold for, what? Pressure, like a standard that you should follow, and you say, no, I believe in that, I don't give up on my values. So this is this character of Shchem not being annulled, annulled, yeah, nullified in front of anyone, because I'm proud of myself, of my beliefs, of my faith. וירעב עוז בנפשו ויגבה ליבו בדרכי השם. Another thing that is related to that, יגבה ליבו בדרכי השם, meaning I'm not shy to do better. Meaning I believe I can arrive very, very high. I believe I can do that, I can do that. I can be more tzaddik, I'm more righteous, and I can achieve this level and this madrega, and I can do this mitzvah, another mitzvah, meaning believe in myself that there is inside my ability to arrive to big achievements. I can arrive to the sky. I enter to the yeshiva, I'm going to be the Gdol Ador. I'm going to be the biggest rabbi in the generation. You should believe in yourself. Maybe it won't happen. And you should be also modest to understand maybe when you cannot. But you should try to believe in yourself that you can achieve high level of connection with God, of doing Torah mitzvot. So this is, if it's a good thing, it's the best. Believing in yourself or considering yourself as someone important, it can be the best character attribute that you can have. But if you use this character for bad, this is the character of Esav. וגורם גסות הרוח ועז פנים. These two words, it's another word for arrogant, but in the negative way. עז פנים meaning he's not shy of doing bad things in front of everybody. I don't care, I do whatever I want. And it says, in this case, עד שאין תרופה למכתו. There's no cure for that. If someone is so arrogant that he doesn't care what people think about him, that he doesn't care about anyone, and he thinks that what he thinks is the right thing and he doesn't care about anything else, this is something that cannot be cured. No one can help you. You are stuck in that circle and you cannot go out from it. כבר אמרנו, we already said, שמידה זו היא קליפה שנקרא בזוהר הקדוש עננים חשוכים. This is some kind of klipa, of shell, that it's called in the Zohar dark clouds. שכל אור שבא בהן נשקע במקומו. The dark cloud, I don't know if it means the dark holes in the space or something like that, but it's swallow every light. The light cannot pass through it. So I think the black holes, that's what they are doing. They are swallow the light. I don't know exactly. I don't understand a lot of that. In that, it says that this kind, the arrogance, what it does, that nothing affects you. So there's no way that anyone can help you, or there's no way you can change your ways, because you're so believing in yourself in the bad manner that it's like you are absorbing every light that is thrown on you, every words of rebuke, every kind of people that try to teach you or to change you. It's like swallowing all this light without any effect. So this is according to the Zohar, this is this midah. It's like dark clouds that absorb all light. וכדמיון 7 פרות הרעות, like the 7 bad cows in the dream of פרעה, שנאמר בהן, ולא נודע כי באו אל קרבנה, ומראיהן רע כאשר בתחילה. It says that when the thin cows swallow the fat one, it wasn't look like something happened. And they were looking the same, they will look the same like in the beginning. It says the same idea. It's like it's observing any kind of try when people try to change him, and it doesn't change at all. He can pass through everything, and it is lost. אין תרופה למכתו. There's no cure to this illness. So arrogance or believing in yourself can be the worst and can be the best. Now, it says, והנה האדם, and now we are talking about the beginning. בראשית ימי עבודתו. In the beginning of the day of his work. What work? Service of God. Meaning when he decide, it can be when he's 13 years old, it can be when he's 60 years old, it doesn't matter. When he said, I want to dedicate my life to be connected with Hashem, to serve Hashem, to dedicate my life to the service of God. Now, in the beginning of the days of his service, נצרך מאוד למידה זו. He needs that very much. In the beginning, if you don't come with that power, that believing in yourself, you won't succeed. לרעוב עוז בנפשו, to have power in his soul, לאמור, עלה נעלה וירשנו אותה, כי יכול נוכל לה. So to say, we can go and we can inherit it here, inherit it because we can do that. Who says this sentence? Where it's written, עלה נעלה כי ירשנו אותה. We should go inherit it. חטא המרגלים. It's כלב ונפונה. So כלב ונפונה, the מרגלים, the spies returned from the mission, and what the 10 מרגלים said, no, we cannot do that. They are too strong, they are giant, and we are like grasshoppers, right? Grasshoppers in front of them. So what was their problem? They didn't believe in themselves. They didn't believe in God. And as a result, they didn't believe in themselves, that we have the power to do that. And Caleb stands there and says, no, עלה נעלה, we should go, and וירשנו אותה, and we will inherit it, וכי יכול נוכל לה, we can do that. So this is exactly the power of Caleb. This is the power that we need in the beginning of our service of God. כי יכול נוכל לה, ואין חוזק החסידות בתחילתו. He says there's no stronger than the חסידות, the piety in the beginning. That reminds us what we said last time, that in the beginning we have all the lights that are going to come later from the development of this path that we are start going. So in the beginning, this is the strongest חסידות. ואם לא תדרוך נפשו עוז, if he doesn't have this courage and this power, כמעט מן הנמנע שיצליח, it's almost impossible. He adds the word almost. The impossible that it's going to succeed in his service. Why? כי היצר הרע מרפא ידי העובדים עבודת הקודש. The יצר הרע, the bad instinct, is weaken the hands of the people that start to. So when you know, you should know that when you when you decide to start doing good thing, then it's a critical moment when the יצר הרע is going to fight with all his power, and then when you have to be the strongest. To understand, I'm going to start, I don't care about יצר הרע, I don't listen to you, I can do that. So if you don't have this power and faith in the beginning, it says it's almost for sure that you're not going to succeed. So it's important to have this power in the beginning. כבזוהר הקדוש באריכות פרשת שלח, שפירש על דרך הרמז כל פרשת המרגלים בעניין זה. So the Zohar explained all the story of the מרגלים about this point. All the story of מרגלים, according to the Zohar, was the problem that in the beginning of something, beginning of entering the land of Israel, they didn't have this arrogance, they didn't have this power, and this faith in themselves. And this is all the story, all the discussion between Caleb and the 10 spies. Right? It's the fight between believing in yourself and not believing in yourself. Like symbolically, the spies and Caleb, all of them are in our heart. When we want to enter the land of Israel, meaning to go in the path of the service of God, we have these two powers inside ourselves that's fighting. And we should win in this war, in this battle. So that's why we need that. But we need this power. But then also it's very dangerous. Because once you adapt this attribute, It can be, like we said before, the worth. So you don't listen to anyone anymore, you are proud of yourself, etc. So that exactly is the moment, צריך לזה שמירה יתרה. You need a lot of protection. לבל יצא שכרו בהפסדו, that he won't lose more than what he gained. שימשוך מזה, it may attract from that, or may pull, התנשאות יתרה וגסות הרוח ועזות המצח. It can come from that arrogance and pride and chutzpah, how do you say chutzpah? Brazenness. לקיים ירעבו נער בזקן ונקלה בנכבד. וסוף סוף מאומה מהטוב שבא לא נשאר בידו רק חלקי הרע. So if we're going to surrender to this tendency of arrogance, all the good things that came from that is going to lose. Okay, so again, the beginning is a critical moment when you need all the power and the courage, and be very careful not to become pride. So this is like the balance that you have to have inside yourself in this point. והנה, בתחילת כיבוש הארץ, שהיו צריכים להתחזקות גדולה, we explain again, זה חטא המרגלים, in the beginning of conquering the land of Israel, that they need a lot of courage, כי מלחמת העמים היה קשה להם מתחילה ועד סוף, כמו שכתב הרמב"ן, that the war against the nations, no, it's not the spies, excuse me, it's the times of Yoshua, when they entered the land of Israel. So they needed a lot of courage, a lot of power, when they entered the land of Israel in the beginning, כמו שכתב הרמב"ן, על כן היה הציווי, that's the reason that Shem orders them, first of all, go to Shchem. Shchem, why do you have to go to Shchem? Because Shchem is a place when you acquire this courage. Okay, by going to Shchem, you acquire this character of being Shchem, being Chelek. Consider yourself as something, consider yourself as important thing. וידרכו נפשם עוז. אך באשר מידה הזאת צריכה שמירה יתרה כנ"ל, but from the other side, it needs a lot of protection. לזה, or guard it very well, being careful. לזה באו תחילה למקום הזה, אברהם שאמר ואנוכי עפר ואפר, ויעקב שהוא מלשון עקב. So why Avraham and Yaakov had to go there first? Because they are the protection. About Avraham, it says when he prayed about Sodom, what he says, "Va'anochi afar va'efer." I'm like the dust of the land and the ashes. I'm like dust and ashes. Afar va'efer. And Yaakov, what is the name of Yaakov? Akev. Akev is a hill, right? The lowest place. So Yaakov and Avraham, especially Yaakov and Avraham, had this character of modesty, of what? Humility and modesty. So they needed to go their place to create this protection. So Am Yisrael had to go there to acquire the courage. And Avraham and Yaakov has to go there first to acquire the modesty and the humility. שככל העניין בעצמו מבחינת הכיף, כמו שדיברנו הרבה מזה. זה, אברהם ויעקב, היה בכוחם, they had in their power להאציל על מקום זה, to put on this place, רוח מבינתם, spirit from their wisdom, שיהיה מידת המקום רק על צד הטוב כנ"ל. So it's like balancing the influence of the place to the good side. וזה יש לפרש, ויבוא יעקב שלם, היינו שבחינת יעקב, what does it mean that יעקב? Why doesn't it say Israel? It just fought with the angel. No, the aspect of Yaakov, the aspect of the humanity of Yaakov will arrive there. שמלשון עקב היה אצלו בשלמות. He had that in a perfect way in that moment. מחמת זה בא עיר שכם. And with this power he came to Shchem to instill in this place also the protection to Am Yisrael in the days to come. This is מעשה אבות, סימן לבנים. What the parents, what the patriarchs did for the children. Now also explain here something that it's very harsh that it says about this place. It says, Chachamim said, Shchem makom mukhan lepur'anut. Shchem is a place that is prepared to pur'anut. Pur'anut, how would you translate it? Like bad things. Punishment, but not only punishment, it's like to bad things to happen. What bad things happened in Shchem? Yosef was sold. Dinah was raped and taken. the division of the kingdom of Israel between north and south, Israel and Yehuda, happened in Shchem. So many things, bad things happen in Shchem. So חכמים say, מקום מוכן לפורענות. בו עינו את דינה. This is a place where they tortured דינה. בו קלקלו השבטים. This is a place when the tribes sinned, meaning they sold Yosef. בו נחלקה מלכות בית דוד. The kingdom of David was divided there, was separated there. Now, this is very, very harsh things to say about the city. It says, וחס וחלילה לומר, שחכמינו זיכרונם לברכה דיברו בגנאי עיר אחת בארץ ישראל. Did they really speak bad things about a city in Eretz Israel? It's not allowed. There is a very famous story about Rav Mordechai Eliyahu. Have you heard about the story about the olives? He came to, once he went to Chutz La'aretz, he was a principal rabbi of Eretz Israel, Rav Mordechai Eliyahu, זיכרונו לברכה. And he arrived to one place, and he always talked good about Eretz Israel. And he spoke about that, and then they told him, I hope that I'm telling the story correctly. They gave him olives, very, very big olives. And they said, yeah, you speak about Eretz Israel, but olives like that, you don't have in Eretz Israel. And he didn't want to answer. He said, I'm not going to say anything bad about Eretz Israel. And then after that, he looked on the can. It says, Kvutzat Yavne. So this is the Yavne from Eretz Israel. Anyway, it's very important, and I think it's something that we should be careful today, not to say anything bad about Eretz Israel. Many times we tend, it's very hot in Eretz Israel. How was it? You went to a visit in Eretz Israel. It was nice, but so expensive, which is true, it's expensive, but don't speak bad about Eretz Israel. Don't say anything bad about Eretz Israel. And it was very hot. And how the drive in the roads, it's horrible. And many people tend to speak. No, it's not allowed. And he said, Chas v'chalila. How can you say, it's God forbid that Chachamim would say about city in Eretz Israel that it's a place that is ready to be for punishment or for bad things to happen. וגם עיר שיעקב אבינו עליו השלום נותן יוסף במתנה. This is a city that Yaakov gave as a gift to Yosef. It's a holy city. בוודאי אין בה חס ושלום שום שמץ פסול. For sure, there's no any bad thing in a city in Eretz Israel, which especially in Shchem, which is a holy city, the city of Yosef, the city of that was given to Yosef as a gift. But so what does it mean that Shchem מקום מוכן לפורענות? It has great potential, for good or for bad. Right? So when you say it's something that it's very dangerous, meaning it also has a lot of potential. אך הוא הדבר שאמרו, that it was they said, שמטבע המקום לגרום ביושביו טבע ההתנשאות. That the nature of the place to cause to its inhabitants the nature of התנשאות, I usually translate as arrogance, but maybe here it should be said elevation or sense of self-importance, right? The sense of self-importance, that you feel important. So, and that was the Shchem מועד לפורענות, the place that is ready. It has a potential to cause you the sense of importance. And then, ייטב לטב מיניה. If it's for good, it's the best thing that you can have. אך כל דבר טוב ומועיל צריך לשמירה ביותר. But while it's better, it needs more protection, to be more careful. וכן תמצא בכל שלושה אלו, that, and we say now, the three things that were mentioned, that was exactly the problems. They failed exactly in this point. וזה העניין היה באוכרם. This was the things that were against them. שם עינו את דינה. What does it mean? How this character of Shchem caused the story of דינה. שכבר כתבנו בשם כבוד קדושת אבי אדוני, זיכרונו לברכה, ששכם היה במידת העזות והגות, like we said. The problem that caused the rape of Dinah was that Shchem was arrogant, meaning he has this sense of importance. So he was deserved to convert, to be part of Am Israel. Apparently, it has part in his soul that was connected to Am Israel, but he was too arrogant. And that was the cause for the sin. ולפי דרכנו, טבע המקום גרם לו. The nature of the city caused him that. ומה שלא השתמש במידה זו לטוב, since he didn't use this character for the good, נהפך לו לרוע, it became for bad. וכן שם קלקלו השבטים. What was the reason for the sin of the tribes that sold Yosef? That they couldn't nullify themselves in front of Yosef. Yosef deserved to be the leader of Am Israel. Like Yaakov chose him, and after that he was the king of Egypt. He was the right person to lead, in that point at least. Maybe after that Yehuda, but in that point Yosef. But the Shvatim didn't want to, how do you say, submit themselves to Yosef. That where the tribe sins, כמבואר, שלא היו רוצים, they didn't want to submit themselves, להיות נכנעים ליוסף, שהוא צדיק יסוד עולם, that he is a צדיק, that is a fundamental of the world. והם ראו את עצמם לחלק, and that was they saw themselves. ואין גור יהיה פירוש וישב בעניין חשד של השבטים שהיו אוכלים לבן החי, וגם זה נוכל לומר שטבע המקום גרם כנ"ל. So is another explanation, I will skip that. ומה ששם נתחלקה מלכות בדוד, הדבר מבואר, that also the reason that עם ישראל was divided, there for two kingdoms. It's also self-explained, שלא היו רוצים להיכנע למלכות בדוד ולבית המקדש. That they didn't want to submit themselves to the kingdom of David and to בית המקדש. So right after the kingdom was divided, Yerovam did the two golden calf, one in Bet El and one in Dan. They didn't want to submit themselves to the kingdom of Yehuda, to the kingdom of Beit David. So, והכל עניין אחד. All these sins come from the same source. הוא מעיד על גודל המקום ולא על גריעותו חס וחלילה. So it's what is testify, it's the greatness of Shchem. Shchem is a great place. It makes you a great person. That is the danger of Shchem. והעניין הוא לימוד גדול ותוכחת מגולה. It says this is a very important lesson and also very important rebuke. להבאים לעבוד עבודת הקודש, when you approach to start working, serving God, איך לפלס כל מידה בפלס השכל. That you have to be careful to use each attribute, but in the right measurement, in the right amount. שיהיה נוכח השם דרכו. כי בכל מידה טובה, in every good thing, in the same good thing, there's also a bad thing. So you also have to be careful about these two things. For one side, believe in yourself, don't be afraid, don't be shy, don't be embarrassed. From the other side, don't be proud, don't be arrogant. So this, the two things that you should make the balance between them. Okay. Go ahead. A little bit shorter than usual.